What is up, gamers? The Red Dragon here. Want to give you an update on the NSA story tied in with Microsoft, because this closely relates to Xbox because, of course, Microsoft has Skype, the video conferencing deal. There have been reports over the last few weeks that Microsoft and the NSA have been working closely together. In fact, there have been some reports that there might even be devices from the government inside Microsoft that actually help record pretty much and see everything that passes through Microsoft. So, it again raises legitimate concerns that people had about Kinect and privacy issues. So I wanted to give an honest debate about this and give you an update about what's going on. So first off, let's go over what Microsoft says about this. Microsoft, Google, and Yahoo have all come out since the beginning pretty much and wanted to talk about this. They've said they wanted to have an open debate. They want to give out information. They want to give out facts and paperwork. The court is not letting them, though. They say that is the only thing that is really holding them up. So what's been happening pretty much is they've been getting a knock at the door that says, hey, give me information on so-and-so, and here's the court order for that. And so these companies then, they say at least that they try a lot of times to fight these in battle behind the scenes with lawyers. And what happens is they get overruled, they have to turn over the information, and then the court orders them not to be able to talk about that. So they can't go to the newspapers to say, hey, our arms were just twisted and we were forced to go give out information about our customers. So they are, up in arms trying to proclaim that they have customers' interests at hand and that they have been trying to fight for the rights, and they say that they are ready for this discussion. They say it's well overdue. So for Microsoft's part, to be fair, they are saying the same thing. They're saying that the only time that they give out information is whenever the feds show up and they have court orders that they have to turn over the information and they don't have any other choice. They say at no time does the government have direct access to anything that they knowingly know about, that they knowingly or wittingly let them in to do. And they say there's no devices on the property at Microsoft. At least that's what they're claiming so far. So here is my take on it. Should you be scared of the Kinect? First off, people who have these concerns a lot of times, their first question is, why is Microsoft making me buy a Kinect? Why is it packaged in there? Why aren't they giving me a choice? And I've kind of mentioned it in the past, but I'll kind of emphasize it even more here. They see the Kinect just like this right here. They see it just like your mouse is an input for your PC, just like your finger is an input for your touchpad or whatever it is that you have. It's a input device. So instead of just having a controller, instead of just having all these buttons to push in to interact with the game, you are going to have access to also using your voice or motion controls if the devs decide to incorporate that. Now, the other thing is, a lot of people say, well, the first Kinect didn't really catch on. A lot of devs didn't take advantage of it. They didn't code, a lot of games for it. So it's already going to be a failure because of that. If the devs know that every single Xbox owner has a Kinect hooked up to it, they're more than likely going to code for this. And it's not like they got to relearn how to do everything, because Microsoft has already developed the kit that they hand out that pretty much shows them how to hook everything up to it. So you're already seeing part of that with Battlefield 4 announcing that they're going to be using the Kinect. So you're going to have a lot more games using this input device. And that's the way Microsoft sees it. And you know what? I am a free market man when it comes to that. If they want to make that business decision, then I totally have their back as far as them making that decision to do that. But I also have your back if you decide that you don't want that, and you decide that you want a purchasable choice of not having a device that has a camera and microphone hooked into it. So I support everybody's freedom. Microsoft, they want to make that business decision. Fine, go ahead. If you want to make a decision to not buy it or to buy it, then that's your decision as well. So my personal opinion on where this stands as far as should you be concerned about your privacy with the Xbox. I don't think Microsoft really cares what you're doing at home. I don't think Microsoft is concerned at all about spying on you. But I can't say the same thing about the government. So I think where the problem lies is not in trying to keep Microsoft from not developing new technology and not letting them pursue their business and inhibitions that they want to pursue. I think it's trying to make sure that the government doesn't have access to be able to twist their arms in secret courts without, proper vetting and proper lookage from people from civil rights and privacy rights places that's going on behind the scenes. So I can't blame Microsoft or Google or Apple if the courts are putting a gag order on them and they're not allowed to talk about it and they're not allowed to fight and to say no, that I can't turn over this information. I mean, what do you expect them to do? What would you do? You would have no choice, or else they're going to throw your ass in jail. So I'm not for twisting Microsoft's arm or putting them in any sort of handcuffs, because frankly, if they want to use the Kinect as a input device, fine, by all means. I can't go to the cell phone store and say, hey, I want to buy a cell phone, but I don't want to buy one with a camera in it. If I want to get a Droid Max, I've got to buy one with a camera in it. I don't have any other choice. So I see it just like that. As far as the spy box, them saying that you're going to let a camera and a microphone in, look, I've already got a microphone, and I've got you. I've got a camera. I've got a webcam, and you probably have one in your laptop, or you've got a cell phone. And if you go look up reports on cell phones, you can find several reports where they can easily tap your cell phone and listen into it, even if you have the powered or the power off on the cell phone. The only real way they said to power off the phone was to take out the batteries. And then that makes you ask the other question, why is it that new phones don't allow you to take out the batteries most of the time? So really, go look it up. That's not a tinfoil hat conspiracy theory. That's fact. You already have you've already given them access to your home. They're already reading your emails. They're already checking your phone and information. I don't think they're waiting for the entire world population to buy an Xbox One. And I don't think they're sitting around the table saying, oh, if we could only get Xbox One in people's houses, we can spy on them. But that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be concerned about it, and we shouldn't ask questions, and we shouldn't make sure that this is out in the light, and that we are asking responsible questions and making responsible decisions as far as making sure who has access to this and how far power can go in order to access this information. That's what needs to be stopped, not the businesses. They're just trying to provide you a product, something that you will want to buy. So post below, let me know what you think about this. Do you agree with me? Where do we disagree? Post below, let me know. Do you think this is a spy box? I can honestly see both sides of the argument. So that's just where I stand on it. If you want the latest news and details, stay tuned to VGMVideoGamesNews.com, and also be sure you subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching.